Let's take it back for a second. Back to the start. Before all the stress. Before the burnout. Before the doubts and second guesses. Why did you start? What was the reason you said, "I'm going to change everything"? Was it because your family was struggling? Was it because you were struggling? Was it because you were sick of watching everyone else live while you barely survived? Whatever that reason was, lock back in. Remember it. Feel it. Because this journey isn't about just chasing success. It's about escaping a cycle. Maybe you come from a family that's drowning in debt. Maybe you watched your parents struggle just to keep the lights on. Maybe you've had nights where the stress was so thick you couldn't even sleep. You said, "It ends with me." You said, "I'll be the one who changes it." You said, "I'm done surviving, I want to live." So don't lose that fire now. This stress you feel right now, it's the price of transition. It's the currency for freedom. It's not punishment. It's progress. You want to know what separates winners from everyone else? They never forget why they started. While everyone else gives up at the first sign of discomfort. The ones who win. They remember. They remember the broke nights. They remember the pain of watching their mom cry at the kitchen table. They remember the feeling of waking up to a job they hated, with a life they didn't choose. And that memory becomes fuel. That stress becomes power. That anger becomes clarity. That pressure, it becomes purpose. You said you wanted to build something better. Something that didn't involve clocking into a 9 to 5 for 40 years and dying with regrets. You said you wanted to create a life where money wasn't the boss. You were. So don't fold when it gets hard. Of course it's hard. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Everyone would be free. Everyone would be successful. But you're different. You weren't built to follow, you were built to lead. So take the pain. Take the doubt. Take the exhaustion. And wear it like armor. Because this is your mission. And you don't get to tap out just because you feel overwhelmed. You don't get to quit just because it's not fun anymore. This isn't a hobby, this is war. War against the old life. War against average. War against generational curses. And you fight it with work. With discipline. With relentless vision. And listen, I know you're tired. But tired doesn't mean done. Tired means you're in it. Tired means you're actually pushing towards something real. Because remember this. Poverty is real. Struggle is real. Being broke, burnt out, stuck, it's all real. And it's waiting to pull you back the moment you stop pushing. So what do? You fight back. You get up anyway. You show up anyway. You move forward even if it's an inch a day. Because even slow motion is still forward motion. You don't need a new plan. You need to recommit to the one you started with. You need to look in the mirror and say, "I will not go back. I will not fold. I will not let the pain win." Because this isn't just about you anymore. It's about the people counting on you. Your future kids. Your parents. Your younger self. The one who started with nothing but hope and fire. The one who said, "I will build a life that feels like mine." So when it gets hard, good. That means you're doing it right. That means you're getting closer. And when you want to quit, don't. Just pause. Catch your breath. Then get up and remind yourself. This is the cost of changing your life. This stress. It's a bridge. It's the path between who you were and who you're becoming. So remember. You didn't start this journey to be average. You didn't start this to go halfway. You didn't start this to stop at the first sign of resistance. You started this because you had no choice. Because the alternative was staying broke, broken, overlooked, and forgotten. And that's not your story. Your story is one of grit, grind, and glory. So get up. Wipe the tears. Lock in. And remember why you started. Now keep going. What if it works? You ever stop and really ask yourself that? You spend so much time imagining what could go wrong. But what if it all goes right? What if every risk you took? Every late night? Every time you kept going when it didn't make sense? What if that was the exact pressure needed to make your dream real? Close your eyes for a second. Now visualize it. Your goals. Your dream life. The money in your account. The freedom in your day. Your family taken care of. No more anxiety about bills, no more stress about survival. Just peace. Purpose. Power. It's not a fantasy. It's not some motivational myth. It's a reality, if you're willing to believe in it hard enough to suffer for it. Because belief alone is cute. But belief plus effort, belief plus sacrifice, belief plus discipline. That's a force that will break doors open. What if you kept going and one day it just worked? What if you woke up in that apartment, in that house, in that city you once only dreamed of? What if you saw your name on the building, on the brand, on the business? What if your kids never have to struggle the way you did? What if you could actually change your whole bloodline? That's not crazy. That's possible. But it starts in one place. Your imagination. Imagination is your weapon. It's not just for artists or dreamers. It's for warriors. Because before you have it in your hands, you have to have it in your mind. You have to see the vision when nobody else can. You have to picture it so clearly that it starts to feel real. And then you chase that version of your life with everything you've got. So yeah, it's hard. It's uncomfortable. But how do you want the story to end? You gave up because it got tough. You backed off because the results didn't come quick enough. Or you stuck with it. You believed in yourself so obsessively. They had no choice but to believe too. This is your movie. Your legacy. You're the writer, the director, the star. You can write a tragedy. Or you can write a comeback story for the ages. What if it works? What if the YouTube channel blows up? What if the business scales beyond your imagination? What if your body, your mind, your confidence becomes unstoppable? What if your haters have to watch you win? What if the nights of crying, stressing, feeling like it was all for nothing were actually just part of the build-up to the breakthrough? You'll never know unless you keep going.